Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Anyways, I'll sing for you guys on another day. Alright, the Derby d'Italia has come to an end. And who would have thought? Who would have thought Juventus won? Inter nil. I might seriously treat myself to a pizza. What are we saying? Margarita, olives, and just a little bit of peppers. A little bit of red peppers. That's it. Less is more. I don't need any of the extra stuff. You know what? I might even do a margarita with olives, extra garlic sauce. Anyways, I'll worry about that later. Juventus won. Inter nil. Now, I feel like this is probably... I'm not going to turn around and tell you guys, oh my lord, what a tactical masterclass. 5-2-3. No. This is probably the biggest scoreline. This is probably the best result any Juventus fan could have asked for this season. This is a Juventus team that have drawn a lot to get the opportunity to beat Inter at home, your rivals, going into the game. Everybody's looking at you and telling themselves they stand no chance against Simone Inzaghi. Inter, they won the Scudetto last year. They might win the Scudetto this year. For Juventus to win that game, I feel like the main reason why Juventus won that game was fight. It was fight. But listen, before I touch on anything, I need to talk about the goal. Because look, you see this? This is what I call X Factor. This is X Factor. When Kolo Muani gets that ball from the sky onto his foot, he is surrounded by Inter players. He has no right, I swear to God, he has no right getting out of that little pickle and finding Conceição on the right hand side. This is X Factor. That Zidane roulette, the little 360 spin. You know, when I saw it, I was like, oh, like he probably got his feet muddled up. When I saw it on the replay and the way it sent 3 Inter players to the shops and it created him that space, and then he stretches his foot, gets it to Conceição. That is one of the best assists I've seen this season. One of the best assists, because when he got the ball, he had no right even creating space for himself. He had no right finding his teammate. When he got that ball in that area, Juventus had no right scoring. But the reason why they scored? X Factor. And this is the type of stuff clubs pay good money for. Yeah, this type of stuff is priceless. This type of stuff, not many players have in their locker. Not many players can execute in big games like the Derby d'Italia. But anyways, controls the ball, does the little 360 spin, finds Conceição. Right place, right time. You've only got one thing to do. Put your foot through that ball and put it into the back of the net. And that's exactly what he done. Now, I said, this performance for me, it was just fight. Because I'll be honest, in the first half, I was watching it and I was like, I'm worried for this Juventus team. Because they're doing mistakes that I feel like Sergio Conceição done with Milan when he came up against Inter. Which is, they sat back. They allowed Inter possession. And Inter kept mounting pressure after pressure. Chance after chance. Shot after shot. And I was like, look, eventually they're going to score. In the second half, you need to go out and impose yourself. You need to go out, put your foot on that ball and play football and take it to Inter. And I feel like in the second half, a different Juventus came out. A Juventus that was ready to go in for the kill. A Juventus that was ready to say, you know what? Why don't we go 1-0 up? Why don't we take control of this game? And don't get me wrong, I feel like Inter made it a little bit easy for them, because Inter playing out of the back today, like I've followed Inter throughout the entire season. They were poor. The amount of passes that were overhit, the amount of passes that lacked accuracy, the amount of times they were just playing out of the back and just giving it to Coop Miners, giving it to Conceição, giving it to Thuram, giving it to Kolo Muani. On another day, another club punishes them for them not being able to play out of the back. But with Juventus, I feel like where you saw the most fight was when they went 1-0 up. And when they went 1-0 up, I told myself, Don't do what you've been doing this whole season, which is now just sit back and try and defend. When I saw Locatelli coming on, I was like, this is bang on the money. This is the right substitution. Locatelli, one of the best registas. Locatelli, give him the ball. He will dictate tempo. He will allow the team to control. He will allow the team playing out of the back. But at the same time, he will give them some extra defensive security. He doesn't have the physicality of a Thuram, who I think had an amazing game. I think him picking up the ball, just going through bodies, I feel like he helped Juventus beat that Inter press so well. But when I saw Locatelli come on, I was like, sweet. Juventus now, put your foot on the ball. Ball retention is a form of defense. And you know what the beauty of it is? Inter are now desperate. So they're going to push more and more bodies forward. And I'll be honest, Juventus had opportunities where they found the ball into the channels. Maybe the wrong pass, maybe the right decision on another day, they go on to win the game 2-3 goals. But the most important thing is when you come up against a team like Inter, you have to outfight them. That's it. Tactically, they might be better. Technically, they might be better. Physically, they might be stronger. But on that 90-minute game, you have to outfight them. And I'll be honest, Thuram for me, I feel like he had a very good game. Nico Gonzalez, I'll be honest with you guys. Me, personally, like just my own opinion, I can't say I'm the biggest of fans, but I feel like today, that ball carrying, it helped Juventus so much. Because when you carry the ball, you practically take the ball away from your own half into the opposition half. So it's like you give your teammates an opportunity to catch their breath, to get back into shape, players maybe to track back. That's why ball carrying, it's such an important attribute in football. There's a reason why so many managers, they want ball carrying centre halves. They want ball carrying midfielders. They want wingers that can pick up the ball and carry it. And I feel like today, at times, when he did receive the ball in his own half, he just kept going. He kept going. And he was like, listen, even if I lose the ball in Inter's half, 60, 70 yards away from my own goal, I have no problem with that. Because now I've given my teammates an opportunity to catch their breath. Now I've given my teammates an opportunity to get back into shape, to get back and be compact. I feel like Nico Gonzalez had a very, very, very good game on and off the ball. Kolo Muani, in the beginning, I feel like he wasn't too involved because he was mainly being deployed as like this target man. He doesn't really like have the skill set for it. But I feel like second half, he was all over the place. He was winning duels. He was getting stuck in. He was pressing like a maniac. He was going on a one-man press, charging on the ball. He helped so much. Conceição, I feel like in the first half, a little bit underwhelming. But in the second half, the one thing that kid has that you could never take away from him, and it's like his dad, he's got fight. He gets stuck in. He doesn't shy away from the occasion. Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to describe Conceição. He doesn't shy away from the occasion. I feel like his overall game, it needs refining. I feel like his overall game, it lacks maturity at times, but he's still young, and I feel like there's a lot of development that can happen with him. In my personal opinion, I don't think he should be a starter now, but he's definitely an exciting prospect to keep at Juventus. But the one thing that you can't teach, yeah, this is one thing that you can't teach in football. You can't teach fight. You can't teach passion. Like this dude, no matter who he comes up against, he gets stuck in. Even if you're 6'5" and he's 5'2", he gets stuck in. And I feel like opposition players hate players that give 120%. And that's why I said, this game, I'll be honest, Inter had more opportunities. On another day, Lautaro Martinez scores those two opportunities and Juve are 2-0 down. This entire Juve team, they fought till the final minute. And at the end of the day, the most important thing in football is not who wins the most duels. It's not who gets the most nutmegs. It's not who wins the most headers. The most important thing in football, it's not who has the most shots. I might as well continue my list. It's not who has the most shots, who has the most throw-ins, who has the most corners. The most important thing in football now, in a few years, when I'm 50 years old, when I'm 60 years old, when I'm 70 years old, the most important thing in football is who scores the most goals come the 90th minute. Juventus, they fought. Juventus got the opportunity and they made sure they beat Inter's keeper. Inter couldn't beat De Gregorio. And I feel like it's fitting, the fact that now they've turned the loan into a permanent buy from Monza. I feel like there was a save that he made. I think it was in the second half. That was a game changer. That was a game-changing save. But in my opinion, everybody stepped up. One or two players, I feel like they were poor, but let me not shit on the occasion. But I feel like defensively, Renato Vega once again, bro. This dude won his duels. This dude drifted out wide to the channels to defend. I feel like Cambiasso, I feel like maybe it's not going to get spoken about because he came on for like 25, 30 minutes. When he came on, I feel like he changed the game. He really, 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 really did. He came on, he started to invert inwards. When he inverted inwards, it allowed somebody like Coop Miners to go higher up, to join in the attack. Coop Miners just being an extra body in the final third, it's an extra player to mark for Inter. But Cambiasso, I feel like he came on, he kept it tidy. He was the one who put in that cross that then eventually fell to Kolo Muani. Him being back in the team and fully fit, it gives Juventus a massive boost. But listen, it's a massive 3 points for so many different reasons. You stop the opposition, you stop Inter from going top of the league with Napoli dropping points. Fiorentina losing, this is a massive 3 points for Motta. Juventus, we all know they need Champions League football. And I feel like, regardless of how you perform, when you beat the best club in Italy, in Inter at the moment, reigning Scudetto champions, when you come up against them and you beat them, it just gives you such a big boost. Going into a big game against Club Brugge, but it's a boost, it's a morale booster. It puts fire in these players' belly. It gives them that trust that, you know what, fair enough, in the first half of the season, we drew a lot of games. We came under scrutiny. A lot of people questioned us. But listen, when we put our heads to it, we can beat anybody. And that's why that performance for me, if I had to label it, I'd label it down as fight. Fight is what won Juventus that game. Now, if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to let me know what you think of that performance in the comments. And I'll catch you guys on another one.